almost always ask me when they're making the move to Louisiana, Baton Rouge, or New Orleans. Well, they're great. Both cities, just different lifestyles. And today, I'm gonna break that down for you. I was born and raised in Louisiana. I live in Baton Rouge and have spent a lot of time throughout my life in New Orleans. And right now, we are gearing up for our Mardi Gras season just kicked off, and our king cakes are everywhere. Our crawfish season just started, and this is one of my favorite seasons in New Orleans and Baton Rouge. So I cannot wait to share this video with you. We're going to talk about the economy, the cost of living, neighborhood vibes, the tourism in New Orleans. I'm going to break it all down for you. Let's get to it. All right, first on our list we're going to talk about is the cost of living and housing. First, we're going to talk about Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge is going to be much more affordable than New Orleans, where the median sales price is going to be around $263,000. You're going to have newer subdivisions and brand new subdivisions here in the Baton Rouge area. And our homes here are usually the traditional style homes all the way up to very modern style homes. You will find some shotgun homes in like downtown Baton Rouge and then the Garden District, but you don't see a whole lot of those in Baton Rouge. The point of entry is going to be much more affordable for first-time home buyers and people that are relocating here on a budget. More places in Baton Rouge are going to be free to park. We have tons of free parking everywhere, unless you're downtown Baton Rouge or maybe like at Perkins Road Shopping Center, but mostly all of our parking is free here. All right, let's talk about the cost of living and the housing in the New Orleans area. And the cost of living in New Orleans is going to be more for the housing. The median price in New Orleans is going to be around $320,000. And I'm talking about the greater New Orleans area as a whole. Now, according to location, if you're in a historic district, what neighborhood you're in, that prices can go up really, really high in New Orleans as compared to Baton Rouge. And in New Orleans, you're gonna have the cute little shotgun houses. I love all the rich, vibrant colors, the greens, the blues, the pinks, and I also love the antebellum homes as you're going up Magazine Street in New Orleans, uptown, all the huge homes, and all the wrought iron fencing, which is what makes New Orleans, is all the character that it has to offer. And let's talk about renovation costs in New Orleans. Now, if you're going to be renovating a home, you definitely want to budget way more than what you anticipate, because sometimes the entire house has to be leveled, the older plumbing, the older electrical, so make sure you definitely budget more for that. And also in New Orleans, there's a very strong demand for short-term rental. It is a huge tourist town, so you're always needing places, even though we have a ton of hotels there in the New Orleans area. Short-term rentals do very well in the New Orleans area. And also in New Orleans, it's really hard to find a house with any acreage or any land to it besides the lot that your house is on. You'll see houses just right next to each other all over New Orleans. You really don't get a lot of land, and not even an acre, rarely in the New Orleans area. You're paying for character, charm, history, and location in New Orleans. Next, we're going to talk about neighborhood vibes. We're going to talk about Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge and the neighborhoods feel more suburban, more family, laid-back life here in the Baton Rouge area. And in Baton Rouge, almost all the houses, unless you live downtown in certain pockets, maybe in the Garden District or mid-city, but the majority of the houses here have parking. They have garages, they have carports, and just driveways for parking. So that's definitely a bonus with living in the Baton Rouge area. We don't get a lot of tourist traffic here unless it's LSU game day, and it can be a little hectic on game days with the traffic. But Baton Rouge just feels more calmer and predictable on day-to-day life here. My name is Sharon. I am a local relocation specialist here in the Baton Rouge area, and I love helping families from all over the U.S. when they are making a move to the Baton Rouge area. And my number is popping up on the screen right now. Feel free to call, text me, DM me. I would love to talk to you. And if you're getting some value out of this video, if you don't mind hitting that like button, hitting subscribe button, it really helps the algorithm. Thank you. Next, we're going to talk about property taxes and insurance. Property taxes here in the Baton Rouge area are generally quite a bit less than the New Orleans property taxes, but that's going to vary parish by parish. Homeowners insurance in Baton Rouge is going to be less, so the average homeowners insurance in Baton Rouge is usually around $2,400 annually as compared to the average in New Orleans at $2,900 annually. Flood risk varies, but many neighborhoods here in the Baton Rouge area may be easier to insure. Long-term budgeting is much more predictable here in the Baton Rouge area. New Orleans, you are going to have the higher insurance and flood requirements in many areas because you have the older infrastructure, which adds to the maintenance risk. Costs can vary dramatically from one street to the next in New Orleans, so make sure you always do your research. Next, let's talk about the jobs and economy, Baton Rouge versus New Orleans. Baton Rouge has strong sectors in government, healthcare, education, the petrochemical industry, and just the general industrial industries as well. Also, our state capital is located right here in Baton Rouge. So Baton Rouge offers more stable salary employment, less seasonal income fluctuation, attractive for corporations and relocation long-term movers here in the Baton Rouge area, where New Orleans is huge on tourism, hospitality, entertainment, and the creative industry. You have so many creative industries in the New Orleans area. More entrepreneurial and gig-based jobs there, as you have all the theaters, big musician town where people come to play their music on Frenchman Street and all over New Orleans. But the income can be inconsistent if you work in a seasonal job there in the New Orleans area. The higher upside for creatives, but less predictable as well. Baton Rouge tends to attract stability. New Orleans tends to attract opportunity and creativity. Next, we're going to talk about schools and family life, Baton Rouge versus New Orleans. And in Baton Rouge, a lot of my past clients have chosen to put their kids in private schools if they were living in East Baton Rouge Parish. They were not happy with the ratings on niche.com. Now, some of my other clients have chosen to live out in some of the surrounding parishes like Ascension Parish, in Central, in Zachary, just out of the mainstream Baton Rouge. And they chose those areas for the school system due to the rating on niche.com. Also, we have a lot of sports here for kids, a lot of land for the big soccer fields, whereas New Orleans, I don't feel like has as much of that going on in the New Orleans area. But I feel like New Orleans can offer more in the arts and entertainment industry for the kids in the family life compared to the Baton Rouge area. New Orleans schools is like a charter system. Get very big mixed reviews on that one. A lot of people, again, in New Orleans send their kids to private schools. But unlike Baton Rouge, private schools matter in New Orleans. I have friends that went to private schools, and if you didn't go to the right private school, they didn't get invites to parties and they were just shunned. So private schools definitely matter in New Orleans. And if you went to a New Orleans private school, drop me a comment and let me know your opinion on that one. Okay, next, y'all, we're going to talk about the food and the culture. This is one of my favorite subjects. I love our food here so much. And right now, it is Mardi Gras season, so we have king cakes everywhere, all different flavors. So if you work in an office here, usually on Fridays, you get a new king cake because whoever gets the baby has to bring the next king cake, and they get to choose the flavor that they would like to bring. So that's always really a fun time here in our area. Baton Rouge Rouge has it going on, y'all, for our food scene. We are known for our food here as well. We have everything from barbecue to seafood to sushi. It's so much food here, and it's just all really good quality food. But as far as the culture of the food, the restaurants, we do have some that's really great, but I feel like some of our higher end maybe restaurants may feel a little stuffy, but that's just a personal preference here. But all in all, the food is really good. Now, New Orleans, you can eat somewhere new for like a year and never eat at the same place. Baton Rouge may be more limited. They're gonna have way more variety than Baton Rouge. And a lot of times for holidays or for a birthday, we'll go to New Orleans and just to go down there to eat because the food is just so amazing there. So like I said, you can go all over New Orleans. It'll take you forever to get through the restaurants there because there's so many. And there was a few restaurants just got their Michelin stars in New Orleans too. So that is so cool. But as far as like the nightlife scene, New Orleans, hands down, you can go out New Orleans any day of the week, anytime, and you're gonna see people tap dancing, little kids on the street tap dancing for money. You're gonna see people playing the saxophone, the trombone, whatever in the street, and people dancing. So it's just unlike anywhere else in the world. For Baton Rouge, we have a nightlife scene. A lot of people go downtown to 3rd Street. They go down there, but you're not going to see the people out in the street playing music and that type of vibe. So we do also have like live music here. We get people that come in for like large venue concerts that are Raising Cane Center. We have a local theater, but New Orleans definitely brings the singers, and you have a lot more to choose from. The talent always goes to New Orleans. There's so many great venues like Tina's, Frenchman Street. So definitely New Orleans probably wins on that one for sure. Where Baton Rouge also has LSU, so that brings a lot of energy to our city. New Orleans has the New Orleans Saints. So we have the college football, they have the New Orleans Saints there. So that brings a ton of energy, although they don't win, but I didn't say that. But anyway, so all around the dome, you can just, and then the French Quarter on game days, it is insane. It brings a lot of energy. So that's kind of the difference between the New Orleans and the Baton Rouge area on the food and the culture. My name is Sharon Delalio. I am a local relocation specialist here in the Baton Rouge area, and I love helping families when they are making the move to the Baton Rouge area. I've helped many families from all over the U.S. And if you're making the move, my number is popping up on the screen right now. Feel free to call, text, DM me, or schedule a one-on-one consultation with me. The link is going to be in the description below. Thank you for watching.